Got some deer crossing the road in front of me. Y'all see that? I'm on Texas 118 south of Fort Davis, Texas. And you're watching Jason's Texas Adventures. Yep, just leaving Fort Davis, Texas, and headed to Alpine to get me a full tank of gasoline, but I thought I'd stop along the way. Between Fort Davis and Alpine is Mitre Peak. I want to apologize if the video's a little bit bouncy and jumpy. The road is kind of rough out this way. Beautiful wide open spaces south of Fort Davis. Between Fort Davis and Alpine on Texas 118, the road gets much more scenic, as you can see. Texas 118 goes south of Alpine and will lead you all the way to the entrance of Big Bend National Park further south. One thing I enjoy very much doing when going on these road trips is listening to my Sirius XM radio on my truck. Several stations I enjoy listening to are 60s Gold with Flash Phelps and Classic Vinyl with Earl Bailey. I've always enjoyed listening to oldies and classic rock ever since I was young, and my mom picked up my dad from Klein's Supermarket in Tomball, Texas, and we would turn the station on to Oldies 94.5 out of Houston. Those are some good memories of when I was young, growing up. And my mom, she'd pick up my dad in the Chevy Astro van. Sometimes she would get him, and we'd stop by the burger place and get a burger on the way home. Good times and good memories. That's why I've always loved some of the classic oldies and classic rock songs too. Brings back good times and good memories. Those are the songs my parents grew up with when they were young. Coming around the corner here, you should be able to see Mitre Peak off to the right. Yep, there it is. See that pointy peak off to the right? That's Mitre Peak, 6,190 feet above sea level. Not only am I headed to Alpine to fill my tank up, I also wanted to stop by Sul Ross University, where they have the Museum of the Big Bend. They have a new exhibit there that they just opened up, and I wanted to check it out. So stay tuned for that video. I got off of Texas 118 and made a right on 1837, which leads out to Mitre Peak, as you can see in the distance. Not only can you see Mitre Peak, you can see the moon out in the distance as well. Pretty cool, huh? You get out here in the morning after the sun rises, and the sun hits Mitre Peak just right. It almost looks like it's glowing. Beautiful morning out here. It was in the upper 50s when I left Fort Davis. So I had deer crossing the road in front of me back there after I left Fort Davis, and I've also had a bunch of road runners cross the road in front of me as well. Lots of wildlife out here in the Chihuahuan Desert of West Texas. Getting closer and closer to Mitre Peak, as you can see. That sign said there's a dip up ahead. Not the kind of dip you dip your chips in, though. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen any javelinas yet on this trip. They're out here somewhere, though. Beautiful Mitre Peak between Fort Davis and Alpine, Texas. I'm gonna stop up ahead and get y'all a closer look at it. How about that for a postcard? Boondocking with Dennis. Mitre Peak and the moon. Okay, I rolled the window down. Now I'm gonna really zoom into Mitre Peak with this camera. It's really beautiful how the sunlight hits it in the morning. Alright guys, I'm off to Alpine, Texas and the Museum of the Big Bend. Thank y'all for watching. Keep on riding the waves of life.